Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be doing a study on direct and indirect speech. And we will begin with direct speech. Under direct speech, there are two elements that make it up. And the first one is what we call the direct quotation. And the direct quotation is actually the exact words spoken by the speaker, and the explanatory words, which explains whether the speaker gave a statement, asked a question, exclaimed, and the rest. So we have an example here. We are Form 1 students, they said. So we are Form 1 students is a direct quotation. And note that the direct quotation is enclosed within the opening and closing inverted commas. And just before the closing inverted comma, we have the comma. Then they said is the explanatory words, and after that we have a full stop. So in some cases, the direct quotation can come at the beginning, like we have seen here. So the direct quotation is enclosed, and then there is a comma just before the closing inverted commas. Then we have explanatory words coming after that and a full stop. Another way is that we can begin with the explanatory words. When we begin with the explanatory words, they said we use a comma to separate the explanatory words from the direct quotation. And the direct quotation is still within the inverted commas, but just before the closing inverted commas, there is a full stop. Another way, the explanatory words can come at the middle. An example is here. We are going to pass, they said, because we are working hard. So this is just the same statement that these people make, but it has been separated into two using the explanatory words. So at the end of the first direct quotation, there is a comma followed by the closing inverted commas. Then there is the explanatory words, of which after the explanatory words there is a comma. Then we open the quotation for the final part of the sentence, but note that it begins with a small letter. This just shows that the statement is continuing. The first part of the statement was we are going to pass, then it is continuing. That is why we are going to begin this second direct quotation with a small letter B. Then at the end, there is a full stop, then closing inverted commas. So those are three ways in which in direct speech can be formed. Very fast, let's move to indirect speech. Indirect speech is also referred to as reported speech. Here, the speaker reports what someone said without repeating the actual words. Viewers, as we continue, allow me to thank you very much for the support that you give to this channel. And to those who are new here, kindly consider hitting onto the subscribe button so that anytime we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. In indirect speech or reported speech, we are not going to have any punctuation mark except a full stop that comes at the end. Let's, for instance, try to change this first sentence, we are from one students, they said, into indirect speech. So we will begin with the explanatory words, and we say, they said that they were from one students. So the only punctuation mark that we have there is the full stop at the end. And again, note that after the explanatory word, there is the relative pronoun that. And it is the relative pronoun that introduces the reporting clause here. They said that they were from one students. Another thing to note is that the verb found in the explanatory words said here is going to determine the verb of the is going to determine the tense of the verb that is found within the direct speech here are. And for that matter, it is going to change into were because it is a past tense. The speakers here must have been speaking in the past, and as I report now, maybe they are in form 2, and at the time of the speech, they were in form 1. In many cases, the tense normally changes into past because the actual words are spoken at the present, but the reporting may be in the past. That is why most of the verbs will most likely change to the past. There are other verbs that can change into past perfect. An example is here. An example is here. In direct speech we have, I saw him today, I said. In indirect speech, we can have so in reported speech it now becomes I said that I had seen him that day. So the verb saw here will change into a past perfect aspect. In other instances, especially for a constant or an changing fact, you will realize that the verb in the direct speech, when changed to reported speech, will remain the same. An example is this. We are girls, Jane and Jill said. So in as much as it is something that was spoken in the past, the fact does not change now that Jane and Jill are still girls. So we will say that Jane and Jill said that they are girls. Another thing that we can also look at is that there are certain words that change into other words in indirect speech. So an example we have like today, we have yesterday, we have now, and we have this. So when they are in direct speech, we have today, yesterday, now, this. In indirect, today becomes that day, yesterday, previous day, or the day before. Now becomes then, this becomes that, tomorrow becomes the next day. The first person pronoun, that is I, and the second pronoun you, are likely to change into she or he or it in indirect speech. So viewers, that is generally a summary of the study on direct and indirect speech. Until next time, thank you.